heavy metals sogera ku nkumbi sogera ku mbazi sogera ku ki wabula bakugu bagenda kuba batunnyonnyola heavy metals what does it mean oba kitegeeza ki n'ekirala mu kyo project eno etambudde okumala ebbanga lya kati bagenda kuweza myezi 6 tugenda kuba tutegerera butereevu project bagikozeewa bibala ki ebigivuddemu na biki bye tuba tusuubira mu studios abatali kwonoona budde ndine omukugu bano bonna bakugu mukkirize mbategeeze nti nno omukugu okuva mu ANAI Climate Inclusion Network ngabo SAD omukungu oyo bamubalazeekaawo ate ndino omukugeera okuva mu Youth Advocacy and Development Network YADNET nga ye mukyala Bridget Charikunda tugenda kuba tubanga tutambula nabo olunaku olwaleero okulabika nga ensonga ezo zenyogeddeko waggulu have heavy lead heavy metals kitegeeza ki ate bumaliza okutegeera heavy metals kitegeeza will definitely be getting to understand what the project has been all about and what they have been doing and how long has it been working or going on, and after that we will also begin to understand what next after this project. Saadi Sebo wasuze otya mukama wange?
Bulungi sebo ne wasote.
Nasuze bulungi. Nkwaniriza ku volume up oba program ku maliri wotunulira ku nsonga era nkakasiza ddala nti abatulaba muyinza okubanga mutugoyera butereevu nnyo ne ku YouTube kwetuli. Ne bulaba ndi wano link eno ngezako kubanga mikwano gyaffe abali online tubawereza link okulabikanga batugoberera butereevu nnyo. Naye Saadi buuza ku bantu abatulaba ku XLTV se.
Abatulaba ku XLTV balamusiza nnyo era nsanyuse okubeera wano.
Osanyuse okubeera wano kale osobola okweyanjula wekiwovudde abantu bongera okutegeera bulungi nnyo n'ebitiibwa byo byonna mukama wange sibimazeeyo so that people get to understand you better.
So sina bitiibwa bingi nnyo naye nga amanya gange mpitibwa omwami Ngabo SAD nga nviiridde mu kitongole bakiyita ANAI Climate Inclusion Network nga ekitongole kino kye bayita ANAI Climate Inclusion Network kirwanirizi kya ddembe lya butonde nga kiyambako okutuusa climate justice eri abantu abateesobola baba balekeddwa wo emabega. So ndowooza bye mubimpimpi.
Okay, Madam Bridget buuza ku batulaba ku XLTV.
Good morning viewers. Balamusiza basebo ne banyabo. Apologies, my Luganda is not good, so I'll
your
speak
Luganda
a lot
is not Luganda lingue.
Yes, so I'll speak a lot of English
it's
and
okay.
experts speak English, so that's the other. So my name is Bridget Charikunda. I work for Youth Advocacy and Development Network, and I am a project officer on the Environmental Pollution Program in Uganda.
Okay.
Yeah, at YADNET we do a lot of work, but our thematic areas are mainly four, which is advocacy, environment and climate change, sexual reproductive health rights, and economic empowerment. We are a network of over 48 civil society organizations that make up the Youth Advocacy Network, and our mission is to make sure that we have a generation where young people are inspired.
It is okay. It is okay. So starting from we're talking about heavy metals. We would want to understand abatulaba nabo bategere heavy metals but tuzogerako mu introduction in Bagambe. We are not talking about hose, we are not talking about pangas, because when we talk about those some people get understand the metals in that regard. Heavy metals, what do we mean?
Kakati wetwogera ku heavy metals bino birungo byetusanga mu butonde. These are naturally occurring substances that we find in our environment. Nga birungo bino bikozesebwa mu kola ebintu bingi omuli batteries, omuli langi, olumu oyinza n'obisanga mu cosmetics. So tuyinza okubyanguya ennyo, tuyinza okubiyita ebirungo byetudde mu butonde byetukozesa okukola ebintu ebirala nga tetuze mulimi luli olufutivu tulw'abannasayansi.
Okay. So kat project eno webadde etambula for a while. We want to understand areas zemukolezemu project yatandika ddi, what were the objectives of this project tutuuseewa?
So project eno nga bwoyogedde mu nyanjula eyo nti tutunulira heavy metals tubadde tugezaako okusomesa abantu oba raising awareness about heavy metals n'engeri gye zikosaamu obulamu bwaffe obwa bulijjo nga bwe tugambye nti bino birungo tubikozesa okukola ebintu ebirala naye ate bino ebirungo bya butwa oba bya bulabe nti tewali nga bwonagamba amount eri safe as long as you ingest it oba kasita bukuyingira mu mubiri olina okukosebwa. So yensonga lwaki tuba tulina okwewala okukolaki okugetinga exposed. So campaign eno ebadde etunuulira nnyo ebifo nga industries kuba bwe wasinga ndooza mwena mwali mubaddeko ekatwe
abasinga ndooza batulaba bamu bawangalira nakatwe
mwenna mwali mubaddeko ekatwe tukimanyi nti katwe waliyo garage nyingi era ezo garage kubanga kino ekirungo kikozesebwa mu batteries neza bulijjo zewalise batteries emotoka kikozesebwa mu processes ezimu ng'oku mining. I don't know what mining is called in Uganda. Okujja ebyo ebyobugagga ebyomu ttaka kiyinza okukozesebwa namu abakozesa cosmetics kikozesebwa mu bleaching creams oba ebyo ebizigo ebikyusa langi ebiseera ebisinga osanga mu trace ya mercury. So tubadde tutunuulira nnyo communities ezisinga okukosebwa omuli amasomero areas awabeera industries areas nyinza ziyita oba enkyafu oba zitalina wantu we bateeka kasasiro obulungi oba contaminated sites. Tubadde tutunuulira nnyo abantu abakola mu cosmetics oba ebyokwewunda by'abakyala kuba mu cosmetics ezo oba ebyo ebyokwewunda bateekamu ebimu ku ebyo ebirungo. So campaign yaffe eno efokasinze nnyo ku bantu abo ku muntu oyo wa wansi asinga okukosebwa ng'abaana ng'abakyala nga abakozi abagetinga exposed everyday ku kirungo ekyo nga ku birungo ebyo bibiri lead ne mercury nga tebamanyi oba bulabe bubirimu.
Okay. Madam Bridget, project yatandika ddi?
Okay, so the project started in October for this CSO campaign, but we as Yardnet, we started earlier on in August, but the name of this project is Environmental Pollution Program. So we are not doing it alone. We acknowledge our funders, that is UK Aid through the Department of Environment, Food and Rural Affairs. We also appreciate the partnership from Global Alliance on Health and Pollution that has really enabled us reach out to many people to create awareness on heavy metal pollution. One would wonder, what is heavy metal pollution? In heavy metals, in this campaign that we are addressing, it is specifically lead and mercury. Lead, like Sad said, is used in many products that we use, from paints to cookware to metal fabrication to cosmetics and many others. And then mercury can be in medical equipment like thermometers. It can also be in computers, electronic waste. It can also be used, it is actually used in artisanal small scale gold mining. So all those put human health at risk. They put us at exposure that is very high. And like he said, I want to reaffirm that there is no safe level of lead in our bodies. So we have to be protected against these dangerous heavy metals. Also, the other thing we can do is, you see, most of the businesses around have a component of lead. Research has been done that lead is very deadly. It can go through an unborn child through the placenta, a pregnant mother. It's also that same research carried out by Global Alliance on Health and Pollution found out that people who take clay, emumba, has some lead in it. So people who take that will directly put it in their bodies, and that can be transferred from the mother through the placenta to the unborn child. But also through breastfeeding, children can easily take up that lead. The bad thing is that it is a silent killer, so you will not easily know. It takes some time for it to be visible that you have been affected by lead. So we can do much more on awareness, which we have mainly been focusing on for these 6 months, and that is the reason we are here at Excel, to raise more awareness on the same issues.
Okay, thank you so much. Now you're talking about I want to categorically understand who are being affected most by lead and mercury.
Okay,
are there specific groups of people that can be affected, or everyone is a victim?
Okay, we are all victims, because as you realize, these are very many areas where we cannot easily avoid. For example, paint, cookware, metal fabrication, cosmetics. But children in this case are more vulnerable. For example, they are very innocent in this case, but it puts them at a very high risk of contracting lead from their mothers. Also, people with disabilities. For example, if a person with disability is supposed to work in like a paint industry,
at himself, when you're talking about people with disabilities, I see him standing your chest like this.
I hear you. So for them, they are more affected. But also women do a lot of work in the communities. It is them that will cook. There's also lead in spices. The lead in some spices enhances the color to make it shine a bit. Also, some of the lipsticks, do not comment about what I am wearing today.
I will not comment.
Some of the lipsticks contain lead.
You're saying some because you want to categorically remove what you're wearing today, or it is lipstick?
No, not some. All lipstick. We also need to make it clear to the audience that not all lipstick contains lead, and that is why we encourage people to buy products, consumer products that are certified by the Uganda National Bureau of Standards. So that puts you at a less risk, but also when you're being encountering these other products, maybe the cosmetics, people who do
parts of Uganda where we could find lead or mercury, or all parts of Uganda are affected equally?
No, we are not equally affected, but also, as you realize, while we are doing this campaign on creating awareness on heavy metal pollution, we are specific on areas. And Inclusion Network is doing work in Katwe. Why? Because of garages. Garages do a lot of work that contains the use of batteries, and the batteries, to be specific, that contain lead, they are called lead acid batteries. So that puts people around there and the people who work in the garages more at risk. Secondly, you also look at people who do metal fabrication, people who work in paints. So that makes urban centers more vulnerable to lead and mercury exposure compared to rural areas, because most of the work being done that contains lead and mercury